I'm Dr. Claire Hampshire. I'm a Senior Learning and Teaching Fellow at Manchester Metropolitan University, working in the Health Professions Department of the Faculty of Health, Psychology and Social Care. I'm introducing the iTech project today. This is a Health Education Northwest funded project, funded through their Forerunner scheme. And iTech stands for Intelligent Technologies Enhancing Communication. The intelligent technologies we've used are iPads, and we've been looking at how apps and iPads can be used to support learning and communication with children and young people with communication disorders. What's special about our project is it's been a collaborative partnership, and we've very much worked with partners. So we've had 3 partnership schools, Bridge College, The Grange and Charnwood Nursery, as well as some adult special interest group partners. So we've had the Connect Conversation partners and also Speakeasy. As part of the iTech project, we have run 3 dissemination events. There was funding within the project for these, and they've been freely available and offered out to speech and language therapists who work within the Northwest region. To evaluate these events, we've also invited them to give short talking head feedback about what they've enjoyed, how they will find the resources useful, and if they would like any further developments. So hopefully the sections that follow me will give you an overview of what we covered in the dissemination events and what staff found most useful.
We've been involved with the Keith project through MMU, and we have about 60 iPads at the college at the moment, which are used quite extensively amongst our students. And we've been here today at the Apps Day at Gorton Monastery, and myself and Zabir have been discussing what we've been using iPads for, and it's been a really good day.
My name is Zabir. I go to Bridge College. I have come to talk to you today about my iPad. The iPad has helped me to be more independent. It has changed my life.
I think the highlight has been having a large number of iPads to really explore their use in the nursery setting.
I think the highlight for me has been seeing the development of the skills and learning the children have achieved by using the iPad.
Today's been really useful. I'm a newly qualified speech and language therapist, so this has opened up all those apps and information about apps and what's out there, and I can take that back to work now and give out information to other people.
Really useful. I straddle both private work and NHS, so I'll use it across both settings. It's nice to have something, I guess, a little bit standardised for our profession, just to kind of know that when we're making these recommendations, just to know that we've got a bit more of a bit of a backup, if you like.
I really enjoyed playing with the iPads and looking at the apps while we were talking about them, and seeing how I could relate them to practice.
We've learnt a lot, and we've been able to use iPads within the session as well, which has made it a lot easier. It's helped me to think up some good ideas to take away with me to use some of those apps as well with patients.
I thought it was really good showing how you can actually use your iPad, the settings that are already on the iPad. That was quite good to see, and the apps. We've seen some really good apps today.
The guided access looks like it might be very useful. Everybody seems to be singing the praises of that, so I think that's useful because that is something that I avoid the settings on my iPad because I just don't understand them. So that part has been very useful, and I'd like to do a little bit more about settings.
I think it's useful that all of us come from different backgrounds and different jobs, and there's an understanding of that, and people keep mentioning ways in which different client groups can use certain apps, and I think that's really useful because I certainly work with a range of different children even within my roles.
One of the great things has been talking to other people and finding out how to use the iPads in a practical session, and also seeing how they've been used and how the project's developed and how that can be, the use of them can be extended in schools.
It's given me confidence to go on. I'm a bit scared by some technology, and it was very, again, enlightening that it is so accessible.
And the evaluation of the apps was very useful. We've certainly seen some we'd like to take forward and work with if we're able to, and the fact that they've been already reviewed and evaluated is great. Yeah.
I have a paediatric client group, and I just can't wait actually to get my iPad now and go experimenting.
I've learnt an awful lot today. I've learnt that there's a lot more free stuff out there, but the main thing is how to actually use the iPad and tweak it so it fits the use for the child. So the guided access is amazing. More parents are going to ask for more information about it, and the teachers are going to keep asking for us. So we need to keep up to date, and this has been a brilliant session to show us what's available out there.
I enjoyed the event. I've tried to think about how we can use more technology, and it's quite difficult in the trusts that we work for. And there's not an awful lot of information out that's readily accessible for which apps are being developed and how to use them with the children. So it's been useful for me today, and I think the colleagues have enjoyed it as well.
I loved the day. The day was really, really interesting. As a therapist that works across lots of different locations, I'm often carting around loads of resources. So the fact that I could have an iPad with lots of different apps on that I can use in lots of different settings is really it's really motivating. And the fact that now I have some kind of a framework and a basis for where to go and what to look at, and the iTech database that they've created with all the different case studies of all the different apps, that's going to be brilliant, because if I'm not sure about what app to use, or I'm not sure whether or not it would be useful for a child, I can go there and I can look and I can see. So that's going to be a brilliant resource.
I was involved in the project helping out in one of the schools, so I was aware of the gathering of data, so it's been really nice to see how that's come together. And I think upskilling the people that are out there delivering therapy or working in schools is a really good idea.
I don't think that I'd have changed an awful lot about the day. Probably do with more time to explore more things, really.
With the website, I think it obviously need to continually be updated as apps change, and I think making sure that people continue to access that and keep updating their skills and knowledge would be good.
It would be great if this could happen on a yearly basis, I suppose. Just to have this discussion is just really good and healthy, and it keeps us all tuned into what we should be using iPads for.
It's just all so useful, and because it's a new technology that we're going to be using, and the whole profession is going to be using that to some extent, that we could do with more time on it, really. So yes, brilliant, and thank you for what's been done so far, and can we have more, please?
No, thank you. It was really good, really exciting, and to hear about the advantages of using technology to support communication.